Hey everyone, and welcome to Boss Advisory. Today we'll learn about the 4 a.m. rule and the benefits of rising early. Let's start now. Why do successful people get up early than everyone else? Getting up at 4 in the morning will significantly increase your chances of succeeding. No matter what day it is or how much work they do or don't have on their plates, countless very successful people start their mornings before sunrise. The 4 a.m. guideline is consistently observed by these prosperous folks. But what does that 4 a.m. rule actually mean? It is, in fact, very easy to adhere to this rule. Just begin each day at 4 o'clock. No dozing off, no staying in bed for an extra 10 or 15 minutes. Every day, your schedules begin at 4 a.m. How does getting up at 4 a.m. help them achieve greater success? In this video, we'll discuss 9 factors that make successful people abide by the 4 a.m. guideline. Number 1. Freedom of choice. The typical person awakens at 7 in the morning, but not voluntarily. Typically, employers want their employees at the office by 8 a.m. in order to sluggishly do their morning task while daydreaming about their beds. More than half of the world's population reluctantly wakes up an hour earlier than they would prefer. In other words, the majority of people in the world wake up on other people's schedule, whereas successful people plan their mornings. They select when to get up and how much time they have in the mornings. And they choose to get up early because they want to. Thus, people are free to choose how they want to spend their mornings. Therefore, you will always have time for your morning routine, whether you start your day with a cup of coffee, a warm shower, or some light exercise. If you adhere to the 4 a.m. guideline, each morning will begin according to your schedule. Number 2. Jump on the competition. Getting up at 4 in the morning adds 4 hours to your morning if your workday typically begins at 8. Just think of how much you could accomplish in 4 hours. You are currently laying the foundation for your success while the majority of the world is asleep. By the time the typical person awakens, you have completed a variety of daily objectives. Successful people use their mornings to gain an advantage over their rivals. They cannot afford to slack off. They must seek and achieve their objectives at all times of the day, and they must do so before everyone else. Consider the well-known actor Dwayne Johnson as an illustration. He does not simply awaken at 4 in the morning. By 4 a.m., he is already in the gym. He wants to get ahead of the competition. And it is how accomplished people keep up their high standards of achievement. They wake up every day at 4 a.m. and cross things off their list before the majority of people are even awake. Number 3. Head on straight. On some days, motivation just pours out of you. On some days, you're motivated, inspired, and determined. But on others, you drag your feet, everything seems challenging, and it's hard to keep your mind on the task at hand. Even successful people have terrible days, but they seldom ever have an impact on their productivity. How come? Considering that they use their mornings to clear their heads. Even though inspiration comes in spurts, getting up at 4 a.m. every morning will help you establish a pattern that consistently motivates you. You provide yourself enough time to develop motivation. You're in the best possible shape when work officially begins. Number 4. Refine your direction. Even if you were sleepy and unmotivated when you woke up. Few people have a clear understanding of what constitutes personal achievement, which makes it a difficult route to follow. It is ambiguous and alters daily. To that end, setting daily goals is crucial. You must continuously establish a direction and modify your aspirations for change. One day you can be giving your all to achieving a goal, but an unforeseen opportunity might cause you to change course. Therefore, successful people utilize their mornings to establish direction and to design a path that leads them through the day in order to keep their goals current and flexible. You have a clear destination to head in the direction of using this route. It provides you with a target to keep in mind. That goal gives you direction, motivation, and organization as you work towards it. It also allays any self doubt and concern. You'll feel assured that you're always moving in the correct path if you set fresh goals each morning. Number 5. Creative space. There isn't much room for creativity at work because of all the obligations and deadlines. You are juggling numerous tasks while attending meetings, making phone calls, answering emails, and solving difficulties for other people. Your brain doesn't have much time to think freely during the workday. Because of this, many prosperous people have free time. They allocated an hour of creative time rather than filling their minds with work. When we are free to think, our best ideas come to us. Your brain can explore new notions and re-image old ones when it is flexible and open. Many people who are successful rely on their creative outlets to conjure up their best ideas. They engage in freedom creativity as a result. You can fill the early hours with inspiration and innovation if you get up before 4 in the morning, before the stress of the day clogs your head. You can experiment with and learn about a variety of inspiring concepts. Some concepts might be helpful, other suggestions might not work, but an hour of creativity can completely transform your day. Number 6. Hyper-concentration. Distractions abound in your day-to-day activities. Your family calls when the phone rings, and an emergency requires your urgent care. When distraction after distraction is all around you, it could be difficult to concentrate. You frequently shift from one activity to the next. Thus, it is impossible to properly focus in order to prevent distractions. Successful folks awaken hours before everyone else. Emails, texts, and phone calls won't bother you at 4 a.m. Nobody will wake you up due to an emergency, and your friends and relatives are still sound asleep. In other words, the world is all yours at 4 in the morning. You have a space where you can focus, clear your mind, and devote yourself to your interests. Some prosperous people choose this time to begin. Others use each minute of quiet to advance personally, reaffirm their objectives, or increase productivity. Even though peace and quiet are hard to come by, you can spend each morning doing whatever you want if you get up at 4 a.m. Number 7. Shaking sleep inertia. Scientists refer to this as sleep inertia when it takes an hour or more to become awake and alert. Your brain might not be sharp and energized after 8 hours of sleep. Due to sleep inertia, you could feel groggy, half asleep, and sluggish, which can seriously impair your ability to work. You're more inclined to act impulsively and develop bad habits. Yet successful people get up around 4 a.m. to avoid the negative effects of sleep inertia. They get over being sleepy because they get up so early. They are awake and aware long before the start of their workday. Successful people can wake up slowly in the mornings. Their bodies and minds can gradually regain energy. They don't jump right into their work during their sleepy hours. Instead, they engage in peaceful, low-stress activities. They ease into their busy schedules by reading, doing meditation, and writing down their ideas. Their minds are clear, concentrated, and prepared to work before it ever begins. Number 8. Fostering positivity. Nothing stifles your achievement like a negative mindset. Low self-esteem, worry, and negativity are the offspring of each other. You don't believe in yourself if you don't think you can succeed. If you don't have faith, you have little chance of succeeding. But how does getting up at 4 in the morning affect your outlook? Early risers have much more positive views than night owls. According to cognitive therapy and research published in the journal in 2014, early risers are less likely to grumble or have unpleasant thoughts repeat themselves. As a result, there will be less tension and more assurance. But that's not it. The same study found that early risers have longer, deeper sleep cycles than night owls. As a result, they are more motivated and have more energy throughout the day. Number 9. Minimize bad habits. You want to unwind in the evening hours after a long day at work. Time wasters like TV, video games, and social networking are easily accessible to us. Our minds are worn out, therefore we long for thoughtless diversion. The issue is that we fall prey to these diversions. Suddenly, you've spent 6 hours online or binge watching Netflix, and our productivity diminishes as a result of our 4 a.m. start time. You can break the habit of rising at 4 a.m. At night, between 8 and 9 is when you should go to bed. As the night wears out, most of our negative habits deteriorate further. Our energy levels gradually decline. We find it difficult to put down our screens. But what if those terrible habits don't have time to impact you since you're asleep? By closing these risky windows, successful people reduce undesirable habits since their brains aren't diverted. We're all trying to be successful, so here's one of the millennial ways you can try to work on that allows you to make profitable money online right from the comfort of your own home. And as a matter of fact, you can take it with you anywhere you go. If that interests you, make sure to click the first link down below to find out. Thank you guys so much for watching Boss Advisory, and if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up, and hit the bell so you get notified on every new incredible content we make for you. Have a wonderful day, and see you on the next one.